The Falcons remember exactly what happened last season against defending Class 4A state champ Blessed Trinity at Falcons Field.
I think we just opened a lot of people's eyes. A lot of people didn't really think we had a chance in that game, and I even had people in school tell me, "No, y'all not even gonna be close." And I think we just opened a lot of eyes, and we saw a lot of people from the team step up and make plays, and that just opened everybody's eyes to say, "Hey, we can play at this level and we can compete with these guys."
I think our defense definitely gained some confidence after that game. We knew that we could compete with any team in the country, really, with physically. And I think that really carried over to this year because we lost a few guys, but a lot of guys returned, and we just grew up and got stronger as it went.
Not only did the overtime loss sting, but it cost Flowery Branch much more than a check mark in the loss column.
If you had told us before the game started last year that we would have one play to win it, we were going to take that shot, and we did, and unfortunately we came up a little short, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But our kids were excited, even though the game was so expensive, and we lost some guys after, we didn't have return after the Blessed Trinity game. It really kind of proved to this bunch that they could play with the state's best.
Tonight, the Falcons are stronger because of last season's loss as they travel to Roswell to battle number 5 ranked and defending Class 4A state champ Blessed Trinity.
We all understand that this game can really place us where we want to be in the playoffs, and we know that this is one of the teams coming into the season that we had to be prepared for and be ready for, and have to be on our P's and Q's for this game. And to win this game, we have to play really a perfect game and be on our toes.
If we can win these games, these next couple games, then we can set ourselves up for a really good place in the playoffs, and after that, anything can happen.
It'll be a fight against 2 physical, run-heavy, and stingy defensive teams. And on paper, both are very similar. Both average around 280 yards per game on the ground, and both have a defense that ranks in the top 10 in points given up.
It's going to be like every big-time game where you have 2 physical teams. It's going to be a matter of gaining field position, and we talk about earning and respecting every yard on that field. And not trying to do anything spectacular, just move the chains and try to gain field position. Special teams are going to be huge, and then probably the most important factor in the game is going to be turnovers. We have to limit turnovers and create turnovers if we can, because field position is going to be so crucial.
Branch brings a stout offensive line that has cleared the way for Jason Ellingham and Chandler White. Both are averaging a combined 250 yards per game.
We're going to have to be able to run the ball, and we're going to have to offset the run game with play action and keep them off balance with formation and play action pass for the run game to be as successful. That's the game plan, and our backs are going to have to run hard, protect the football, and like I said, respect every yard on that field.
Branch's number 4 ranked defense will have its hands full stopping BT's run game behind 2 speedsters, North Carolina commit Elijah Green and freshman Justice Haynes.
We have to tackle. He's a great runner, and he's only a 9th grader, and he reminds me so much of Steele Chambers. I got to coach against Steele Chambers when he was a freshman, and he was a starter at strong safety, and then they rolled him in the backfield a lot like they do Justice, and the guy that he backs up is not a bad player himself, and Elijah Green, who's an FBS kid. So they're 2 running backs. We really have 3 running backs who we have to focus on tackling them and being physical at the line of scrimmage and not letting them crease us.
We have to win the physical battle up front and just field position and special teams, really. That's what it comes down to.
We always talk about playing physical and winning the physical battle up front, and we know that they're a very physical team, and we have to set the line of scrimmage first, and in the secondary, we're really just focusing on doing what we're told and doing what we're coached and not doing our own thing and just eliminating the bust.
Whichever team wins tonight will put themselves in the driver's seat for the Region 7 4A championship.
Well, it's the biggest game we play this week, and we have blinders on, and we have to, not to sound cliche, we have to take each game at this point in the season 1 week at a time and try to be 1-0 each week, and we've got to swing as hard as we can swing Friday night and hopefully come out with a win, and then the next week we get to reload and do the same thing again.
You can hear tonight's game live on AM 550 WDUN. And we'll have video highlights, stories, and photos from the game, as well as game stories, highlights, and scores from around the area on the Friday Game Night page. Follow our Twitter updates throughout the night at Friday Game Night. For Friday Game Night, I'm Bo Wilson.